What is the purpose of teaching? Realism. The reality outside our minds. What elements of realism do you agree with? Realism. If a tree falls in the woods and no one hears it, does it make a sound? You've probably heard that question asked before and may have thought about it for a few minutes before coming to an answer. Or you may have taken it as a silly question and laughed at it. Before we start with realism, what is reality? We need to understand reality first before we go to the word realism. Reality is the sum or aggregate of all that is real or existent within a system, as opposed to that which is only imaginary. The term is also used to refer to the ontological status of things, indicating their existence. In physical terms, reality is the totality of a system, known and unknown. Philosophical questions about the nature of reality or existence or being are considered under the rubric of ontology, which is a major branch of metaphysics in the Western philosophical tradition. Ontological questions also feature in diverse branches of philosophy, including the philosophy of science, philosophy of religion, philosophy of mathematics, and philosophical logic. Aristotle, 384 BC 322 BC. The father of realism, was a student of Plato, and adapted his philosophies from that of his teacher. Considering that both men were from the same small community, it is astonishing that both Plato's and Aristotle's philosophies of education have endured for thousands of years. Realism promotes that the reality is outside of our minds. They are not internal to our minds, as idealists claim. Realists believe that the objects we see exist independently of the mind, that whether we see these objects, they really exist in the world. They highlight that the human mind can distinguish about the real world and that the knowledge is a reliable guide to our actions and behavior as person. The purpose of education is to teach the students about the world they live. That the most accurate and efficient way of learning is through the curriculum of organized and classified subject matter discipline. Realist teachers believe that teachers should be equipped with a wide knowledge of methods in teaching to achieve their goals. Realist teachers believe that their primary responsibility is to bring students' ideas about the world into reality. Realist teachers believe that deductive and inductive logic, and the scientific methods are reliable means to discover knowledge. Realist teachers believe that the inclusion for non-academic activities interfere with school's primary purpose as a center of disciplined academic inquiry. Realist teachers believe in the use of technology as an aid in learning. They recommend computer program to be as realistic and effective as possible. Educational realism is the belief that we should study logic, critical thinking, and the scientific method to teach students to perceive and understand reality. As you might imagine, there is a heavy emphasis on math and science, though the humanities can also be influenced by educational realism. What does educational realism look like in a classroom? To figure that out, let's imagine a teacher, Henry, who is trying to plan his curriculum for the upcoming school year. Henry is a realist and believes that Aristotle was on the right path all those years ago. So how can Henry plan a year of learning to help students perceive and understand reality? The first thing that Henry, as a realist, is likely to do is to include lots of opportunities to study the natural world. Realists believe that the job of schools is to teach students about the world around them. This means that Henry wants to teach his students how to use logical processes to find truth in the natural world. Reflection in realism. As you prepare, what elements of realism do you agree with? Which of these elements would you like to incorporate into your own philosophy? If you learned something in this video, give us a thumbs up by liking the video. We will deeply appreciate you share this video and hit the bell to be updated with the latest content. Thank you.